Hi everyone and welcome to another Visart tutorial. Today we're going to focus on the import wizard and how we can prepare our raw data files, small data sets to large data sets for uploading and designing in the workbench. So let's go ahead and get started. I already signed in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a relatively small data set. It's some fictitious data, that is inspired by a local newspaper for sports stats and basketball. So what we do is once we're in the management console, we'll go to import data. We'll choose the file here. Now you can drag and drop, but I like to click and select. But we'll select this file, sports data, and we will upload. Now here we just want to name the project, so we'll call this high school basketball stats. High school basketball stats. Here you'd want to write some notes just to remind those who you might be sharing with what the dashboard will entail. So we'll just say for tutorial here. Sorry. So for tutorial. And then we'll assign it to a group here. In this case, I'm the only group assigned to my account, so we'll click my name. But, if you were working internally within an organization, you might want to assign this to a specific department, depending on what your sharing needs would be. Here just indicates again that your first row in each column is a field title. And then here we just want to specify the range on the sheet. So I know my sheet name would be sheet 1, just like you would in Excel. A1 to, I believe it's let's see, here's the sample data actually. So I-48, and then we'll go ahead and click next. As we can see, super fast, reads the number of records and imports it into your project. And we can go ahead and press next. And here we have a dashboard project waiting for us to, start inserting charts. If we go to Insert Chart, we will notice that if we select a chart type, so let's just do line chart, here you have all of the fields from your Excel sheet. Now this is a relatively small data set, so we don't have too much to work with here, and it's relatively simple, relatively fast. But let's say, we'll cancel out of this, that you were working with a large data file. I went ahead and found a sample data set from the Olympics, and it's over 500 megabytes. So when we have that, what we want to do is, with large data sets, we want to zip the file before we upload using the import wizard. So I'll show you how to do that really quick. We'll open. Here we have the Olympic dataset. So we'll right click. I'm working in Windows here, but we'll right click and we will send to a compressed zip folder. Keep the name the same. Now when we go back to the import wizard, hold on, I'll go ahead and save this. And then we'll go ahead and open a new project. So we'll go to import wizard. We'll go to our local computer. That's where the file's located. We'll choose the zip file. We'll open. We'll upload. And we'll just call this. We'll call this project Olympic Athletes Stats. And this will be again for tutorial. We'll assign it to me. Our first row indicates the field title. And with the data range, let's see. let's check it out. So yep, here we have we have columns A through J, and about over 8,000 rows. So yes, this is a big file. So what we'll do is we'll say that the range is A1. So Olympic athletes. And then we'll go to A1. To J 8619. We'll go ahead and press next. So we see it's the import wizard's found all the records, and we're just waiting for it to import this into our project. Go ahead and click next. And here, if we go to insert chart, we'll see once we select our chart type, we have all the fields from our Excel workbook. So at that point, you can start designing, and we'll get into importing FTP files and URLs and even social media streams a little bit later. But just wanted to answer some questions about how you can prepare your raw data sets, especially if you're working out of Excel for the workbench. So please feel free to leave me any comments or questions. And please, look out for some blog posts. Our writing team will go into more depth about, preparing, data files and unstructured versus structured data sets and so on. So thank you so much, and until next time.